Today is Tuesday, March 25th, 2025, and you're listening to ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I am Devonne Cornelius, and thank you so much for joining me on today's edition of The Edge. This conversation is being carried live via TV, Channel 5, as well as our social media platforms. Check us out on our Facebook page at ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation and via our YouTube channel at ZIZ Online. When we open the phone lines, you may call us at 662-8674. That is 662-8674. Call and lend your voice to the conversation at hand. Let me also greet those of you who are listening from other parts of the world and across the Caribbean region. So good afternoon and good evening, and thank you so much for tuning in to today's edition of The Edge. Today we close a chapter on the legal saga that has cast a long shadow over St. Kitts and Nevis. MSR Media has withdrawn its judicial review claim against the government, a move that comes just before the case was set to go to trial in the High Court before Her Ladyship, Madam Justice Tamara Gill. According to the court, MSR Media must formally discontinue the claim by March 25th, 2025. This marks the second time MSR Media has backed down from legal action. Let's not forget the RICO lawsuit they filed in the United States District Court in Tampa, Florida, a case that has carried serious accusations, and we understand how that was a hot topic. It was a talking point for quite some time, not just here in St. Kitts and Nevis, but across the Caribbean region. I believe also in St. Lucia as well, and it surrounded CBI programs. That lawsuit was voluntarily dismissed in December 2024, as you may know, and now with today's withdrawal, all legal proceedings brought by MSR Media against our government and people have come to an end. But we have to ask ourselves, what was it all for? For nearly a year, our nation's name has been dragged through the mud. MSR Media, once seen as a partner bringing investment and creativity to our shores, turned around and painted a picture of corruption and wrongdoing. They stood on international platforms, accusing our institutions, sowing doubt about the integrity of our government, and putting a dark cloud over the CBI program, one of the areas, or critical areas, or pillars rather, of our economy. And what about those among us who stood side by side with MSR Media in these accusations? Some of our own citizens lent their voices to these claims, willingly becoming part of a narrative that questioned the very foundation of our national pride and progress. Was it out of genuine concern? Was it that people wanted to get a clearer picture of what was going on? Or was it a grasp at personal gain at the expense of our country's reputation? And now that MSR Media has quietly withdrawn from the fight, where does that leave us? The accusations were loud and clear. They were all over. But the silence after these withdrawals is deafening. No apologies, no accountability, no acknowledgement of the damage done. Just silence. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis has always maintained that due process should be followed, and with these cases now behind us, the focus must shift back to strengthening transparency and governance. These things are important. But let's be clear. Good governance isn't just about laws and policies. It's about defending our nation's integrity against those who would want to tarnish it for their own benefit. Of course, questions were raised as to how MSR Media got here, Philippe Martinez, and where did the relationship all start, and did we do our homework, did we do our background checks and all of these things. As citizens, we have a responsibility to question and hold power accountable. But we also have a duty to protect our country from those who would exploit division. The question now is, what have we learned from all of this? And how do we move forward? How do we move forward stronger and wiser, knowing that our reputation is not about a bargaining chip, or knowing that our reputation is not a bargaining chip for those seeking personal gain. It is 12 minutes past the 11 o'clock hour. We'll take a break. And when we come back, we'll continue the conversation. We'll open the phone lines at 662-8674. Stay tuned.
When I wake up in the morning, I just have to smile. National Caribbean Insurance is on my side. Granting you a peace of mind is what they do. At every stage of life, NCI is there for you. For 45 years, National Caribbean Insurance has been serving, protecting, and satisfying the people of St. Kitts, Nevis, and Anguilla. Over 4 decades of financial soundness, NCI takes pride in being number one. National Caribbean Insurance offers a diverse range of superior insurance products. An experienced staff is always ready to assist. NCI is committed to satisfying all your insurance needs. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI. When I wake up in the morning, I just have to smile. National Caribbean Insurance is on my side. Granting you a peace of mind is what they do. At every stage of life, NCI is there for you.
What a fantastic time to come to Top Class AC and Refrigeration Services. Yes, we're marching into the summer, and you can get up to 25% off air conditioned units. Yes, up to 25% off. Don't forget at Top Class, we sell air condition and refrigeration parts, install and repair air conditioned units, AC mold removal and remediation. For more information, call us at 660-9899 or 663-5314, or visit us on the corner of Shaw Avenue and Keon Street in Bastard. So get ready to beat the summer heat. Get up to 25% off air conditioned units at Top Class AC and Refrigeration Services.
Welcome back to The Edge on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne Cornelius, and thank you for joining me in the program for today. For those of you who are just tuning in, MSR Media has withdrawn its lawsuit in the High Court, and we understand that it must be discontinued by today. It was withdrawn on Monday. So their MSR Media, they have withdrawn their judicial review claim against the government. That is a major story. For those of you who are aware, there was a lawsuit filed by, and the RICO lawsuit as well, filed by MSR Media in the United States District Court there in Tampa, Florida, and also one here in St. Kitts and Nevis, which contained some very serious allegations, and it really had cast a shadow, a long shadow over St. Kitts and Nevis, but that has been withdrawn. The phone lines are open, and we're taking your calls at 662-8674. That is 662-8674. Call us, and what are your thoughts on MSR Media withdrawing their judicial review claim, and what is next for St. Kitts and Nevis? I made the point that the damage has been done. What happens next? Where do we go next? Just to provide a little bit of a history or a context. So MSR Media is a film company, and I believe they came here in 2020 or 2021, around that time. I stand to be corrected, but it was around that time when they came to our shores to start, or to help build out rather, a film industry. And so when they came, they brought their training and expertise and all of that here to St. Kitts and Nevis, and the idea was to create some films, make some movies, tap into the local market. There are people in St. Kitts and Nevis who are talented in that area, and so they tapped into our local economy, local market, that is, and used those talents, or maximized those talents to make movies. And in the beginning, it was great, in terms of people, making a little money here and there and all of that. That was good, because it was during a time when there was not much employment around because of COVID. People were not necessarily working, and so being able to work on a movie, work on a film, and make a extra $100 or extra $200, it really helped people in the beginning to pay their bills and provide for their families and so on. But then things started to get dark and gloomy. Things, I would say, took a turn for the worse. And then here we are now. We heard about this major lawsuit. And so, of course, the question that I believe you have in your mind right now is, how did we get from making movies and building out the film industry to now this massive lawsuit, or this judicial claim, and the RICO lawsuit, both of which have since been withdrawn? But you will recall that during that time, for at least a year, there was a lot of bad press surrounding our CBI program. We have a call on the line, so we'll take our first call for this morning. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Okay, we had some feedback there for a moment. Let's try to take some more calls at 662-8674. That is 662-8674. Let's head back to the phone lines and we'll take this call. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Good morning.
Okay, greetings again. You hear me clearly?
Yes. Proceed.
Okay. Thanks for taking the time. We want to raise the issue, but we don't skip one while you're different. But a lot of things at this front, people come with agenda and a lot of fun. A lot of people come there, and do this, do that. A lot of it is just fun. A lot of things happening in the background, Political things. And this withdrawal thing, I know say it ain't just so. Some kind of money. Some kind of money part somewhere. And
you can't make such a while that is your opinion, you can't make such a claim or suggestion, caller, without any evidence.
I can't. What did it? Don't tell me I can't.
That is your opinion on it.
Yeah, ma'am. We see it the other day because of the situation. And, we don't know how them things go. Yeah? Yes, because, you see, we don't only learn about the masses, we only learn about certain things when the whistleblower somebody gets, a lot of things that go on. Well, we ought to know, as the general public, especially the masses of the people, that's what democracy said the most extreme, isn't it?
If it did what, sorry?
Democracy says that the ones who get the most X's, they are the winners.
Right.
Right. So therefore, it means them and those have obligation to the most of the people, masses of the people, and a lot of times it's not like that. The masses of the people are left in dark, until something goes out and then blah blah ring. Enough of that. We keep saying, that people are using their teeth to dig their grave in terms of how people are consuming. But it's getting worse and worse. We're observing and we are seeing a trend of the presence of rats, whereby we know for sure that people are eating with rats, whether in utensils or bitten items that is called food. Yeah, we know that. We see what's going on, and we decide to let it be known. And we pray that whom it may concern take note, and especially people who consume things that are rat-bitten. It's happening in our kind of family. A lot of playing utensils because of people habits in homes and in business places, and apart from that, storage of food is not as it ought to be. So that's finding their way there, and people are consuming these things thereafter, or using these things thereafter, utensils for proper cleansing. A lot of things is happening around us because the nastiness that we keep talking about, the nasty habits. And we cannot just deal with it like sweep it under the carpet because it's detriment. A lot of death that is going on around us is because of nasty habits, starting with eating, consuming, go right through. Nastiness.
All right.
And it breeds illnesses and death. Thanks for the time.
Thank you so much, caller, for your contribution to the program. It's 11:24, and you're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM. The phone line remains open. Call us at 662-8674. That is 662-8674. For those of you who are just tuning in, we are on the topic of MSI Media withdrawing their judicial claim review. We'll head back to the phone lines and we'll take this call. Hello, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Devonne.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, you asked that all-important question, what have you learned? It's easy to condemn MSR Media right now because yes, they were the ones who brought the case, okay? But the damage that was done, there's plenty of blame to go around for that, okay? A lot of people, I think, have egg on their faces right now. Martinez himself, okay, I'm sure some of these cases and so on cost money, investigations that he did cost money.
Right.
But he's at a loss. I think the Premier of Nevis should be called to account for the fact that he brought Martinez here without apparently doing due diligence. Okay? Can't get away from that initial fact. I mean, try to dodge now, but that is a fact.
Right.
The government before this and the government currently, I think both of them bear responsibility because of the way I think they were managing the CBI in secrecy. Okay, it's apparent that both knew of the underselling, which was responsible for the RICO and lawsuit and this current and this one that was just recently abandoned. All right, and they should have moved earlier to do something about it. Okay, the fact is, it really impacted our CBI. All right, and we know how important that was to the country. I think too, even the journalists bear some responsibility for this, because I don't think they really followed up on a lot of the issues to the point where they made the government act. Okay? Yes, there were also people who engaged in speculation and engaged in sensationalism. But we can say that that's probably because the information was not provided in a timely manner. And when that happens, people are going to come up with all kinds of fancy theories. Okay? I mean, I was just looking at the U.S. Senate committee questioning what happened, why, for instance, a journalist got privy to sensitive information. This happened, we knew about this just about 2 days ago. And right now, they were engaging in questioning the relevant people to find out exactly what happened, to learn the facts. That is what we need here, a timely response when things like this happen.
Do you feel that we drag our feet on these things hoping that they're going to just die down?
Die down, go away. That is exactly what happens in a lot of cases. Okay, rather than deal frontally with these issues, we drag our feet with it, hope it goes away, and the thing is, it always leaves a black mark. Okay, it always comes back to bite us. And look at what we're left with. Okay, we now have to crawl back from the damage done to our CBI. Okay, changes that should have been made a long time ago now have to be made. We have an unfinished jail. I mean, what's with that? I mean, where is that? Okay, we also have OTI closed, which was one of our major hotels. What's with that? We have a lot of cleanup to do still.
I think it's now MSR Hotel.
Yeah, but it's closed.
Right.
So it's not really contributing to our economy, right? And even the Nevis Treasury, you can say, lost. Well, I guess they might look at it as investment in MSR Media, but they lost money.
That's a lost investment.
Yes, you can say that. Well, they made some movies, but when you look at it, there must be a net loss somewhere. Okay, and the primary lesson, I think, is that we need to do our due diligence when people like these come in to say they're contributing to the country. Mm-hmm. All right? I mean, because I don't think we've learned yet. Because look at what has happened with East Coast housing as well. All right? Mm-hmm. We should do things properly, do things right in a transparent, accountable way. Okay? And that, I think, is the biggest lesson to learn from this. We don't want more of these things happening where people come in and they put wool over the eyes of our government, and we end up with messes like this. Mm-hmm. So I hope we learn our lesson from now on.
Yes, caller. Okay. Thank you so much for your contribution to the program. It's 11:30, and you're listening to The Edge. You know, this whole MSR media situation really shines light, and even as the caller mentioned, it shines light on something that we cannot afford to ignore. We need to properly vet investors and conduct thorough due diligence. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation here on the program.
To come to top class AC and refrigeration services. Yes, we're matching into the summer, and you can get up to 25% off air conditioned units. Yes, up to 25% off. Don't forget at Top Class, we sell air conditioned and refrigeration parts, install and repair air conditioned units, AC mold removal and remediation. For more information, call us at 660-9899 or 663-5314, or visit us on the corner of Shaw Avenue and Keon Street in Bastard. So, get ready to beat the summer heat. Get up to 25% off air conditioned units at Top Class AC and Refrigeration Services.
Guess what? March Madness is here with ZIZ, celebrating 64 years strong where your brand belongs. St. Kitts and Nevis, it's time to level up your business with the biggest ad sale of the year. We've got it all at crazy discounted rates. Radio, TV, and social media. Want to make big sales? You need to be where the people are. And guess what? They're tuned into ZIZ, the #1 broadcast network in the Federation. Maximum reach, unbeatable deals, and 64 years of trusted media power. Don't get left behind. Secure your spot now before they're gone. Call our marketing team at 662-8203 or email sales@ZIZonline.com today. It's ZIZ March Madness. 64 years strong, where your brand belongs.
Hello and welcome back to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I am Devonne Cornelius, and thank you for joining me in the program for today, Tuesday, March 25th. We have a caller on the line. Let's take this call. Hello, caller. Yeah.
Hello. A blessed good morning to you. A time, full time for Sinkers people and Nevis people. Stop play up the island people fool her. We can't go in the country to fool them. I said about what happened, but we're not the one alone from the SDS fund money. Look how my money was so small at work. They don't give me none. But he come with the empty briefcase, and they full up the briefcase, and now he wanted full more because he wanted to lock up Harvey. Thank you.
All right, caller. Thank you for your contribution to the discussion. 662-8674, that is 662-8674. You're listening to The Edge, and we're taking your calls here in the program. The previous caller made mention of something in terms of, who should be held accountable for this whole MSR media issue, and it led me to the fact that we can't ignore due diligence and all of these things when we're talking about investors coming. It is something that we can't brush under the rug, and I believe that it is easy to get caught up in the excitement when investors come knocking on our doors promising development and jobs and opportunities, but we have to ask ourselves a question: at what cost? That is what we must ask ourselves. But the question remains, and I believe that is a question that all of you have asked yourself: what have we learned from this? Are we going to continue making the same mistakes? St. Kitts and Nevis is a small island developing state, and that in and of itself means that we ought not to be taking risks that tarnish our reputation. One might argue that, well, if investors are coming, you don't want to scare them off by asking questions. And I don't even subscribe to that argument. I don't even think that argument makes any sense at all. If you're coming to somebody's country to make, or if you're, I'm the head of the country, I'm the prime minister or whatever, and you're coming to my country and you're saying, I want to invest in this particular area, I am going to go and do some due diligence on you. I'm going to find out if you are legit, and if you're not just coming to bang your mouth, but you're bringing real opportunities for my people and you're bringing real investment. I can't take your word for it. I'm going to do my homework, and I'm going to ensure that, okay, I think this is something that we are going to benefit from. Because at the end of the day, you don't want a case where, you have investors coming saying that they're going to bring this, they're going to bring that, and then they come with a too long hand and they leave us there by ourselves. Let's head back to the phone lines and we'll take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah, greetings, family. It's a serious reason having there right now. That's what you're saying, differentiation, knowing what you're supposed to know. I be like the type of woman going into the relationship, looking for a man, and just a man looking, and the key is in differentiation to know where, and it's not easy. It's not an easy thing, and we say, okay, we in a global village and information must be gotten something about this individual. But then you see a lot of these so-called investors, them move like them who have agenda, them move super, because it's just about money. So about members' money. Money. That's why we say some money passes that it passes from deficit to deficit, pass from deficit to deficit. That's the starting point, money. This history make a point there, and you mentioned about people coming forward empty hand, just an idea, and it keeps happening all the while. Administration after administration. So my question is, we don't have people in the midst who have ideas and need those ideas to be funded so that it can be touched. That we do. So ideas, great ideas, is not in St. Kitts Nevis. You know, something here, right, something. Or is it that, beg pardon?
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
Or is it that, is it because of how you live? Because, see, we mentioned, say, some of them comedians, we can't be about having the touchable money. They might have some type of connection with monetary something, and use that and say, well, listen, you know, I work and stuff. So I have this idea, I think it needs to be the choice, blah, 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 and we need some money. And at the time, we need the money, not so. So we don't have them big ideas in the name. We don't have it. So that it just keep happening, and every time it happens, we know it's foreigners. You know, it's not from that place or that place or that place.
All right.
So, we need to remedy it.
Yeah. Right, Colin. Thank you.
That's the problem, you know?
Thank you so much for your contribution to the program. It's 11:40, and you're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I believe that every investor that comes to our country should be held to the highest standards. And for me, it's not just about the size of the investment, but for me, it is the character of the investor. And these are things that we must not take very lightly. Are they who they say they are? Have they done business elsewhere? And if so, what kind of track record do they have? What's their reputation globally? These are not just formalities. These are critical questions that protect us from being taken advantage of. We have a caller. You're on the air, caller. Good morning.
Good morning. Do you have I'm going to ask you a question.
Hold on.
I don't know if you have
Hold on. Before you do that, turn off your radio.
Okay, I'll call back.
Yes, it's too much feedback, so I'm not hearing you clearly. There's a lot of echoing. The phone lines remain open, 662-8674. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation here on the program. Stay with us.
To come to Top Class AC and Refrigeration Services. Yes, we're matching into the summer, and you can get up to 25% off air conditioned units. Yes, up to 25% off. Don't forget at Top Class, we sell air conditioned and refrigeration parts, install and repair air conditioned units, AC mold removal and remediation. For more information, call us at 660-9899 or 663-5314, or visit us on the corner of Shaw Avenue and Keon Street in Bastard. So, get ready to beat the summer heat. Get up to 25% off air conditioned units at Top Class AC and Refrigeration Services.
It's 11:44 and you're listening to The Edge. Let's head back to the phone lines and we'll take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yes. There's another troubling aspect to this. And I think the previous caller made mention of it. The fact that they use our resources for the investment. There's too much of that happening as well. Okay? And if you look around at a number of the failed projects, and you see that. Okay? You can think of, and that's why we were asking, with all these billions from the SIDF, from the CBI, where has money gone? Okay, when we look at projects like Christoph Howe, Kitty-Shun Hill, the failed one before, what they call down there, the Six Senses. What down there was supposed to be again?
The Six Senses Hotel.
There was supposed to be Six Senses down Sandy Point Newton Ground site, but before that. Remember when they've had all these green galvanized setup and so on? There's supposed to be some development there, okay? But things like that, you're still seeing some developments over at Potato Bay, for instance, which are unfinished, okay? These are things that we seem to just let slide. There should have been more of an effort, first of all, to complete these projects, okay? Even before we get a new one, because at least they're at kind of advanced stage, okay? We should have been concentrating on completing that instead of having these white elephants up and down the place, okay? And so, due diligence, we should make sure it isn't just an idea they've come with. Because local people can have ideas as well, all right? But they come with money, with finance, and a track record to suit to back up the things that they're planning to do. Okay, but really and truly, we should stop being so gullible. That's what it is. Our governments have been gullible in just taking these people at their word and was using our money, whether it's national bank money or whether it's the CBI or the SIDF, to finance them. It's a weird, and then we call that foreign investment. That's really weird. That's our money that's going into this, and we should be more careful with it. All right, then.
Caller, thank you so much for your contribution. We have a call on the line. Let's take this call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. Do you know why the case was withdrawn?
It was not stated, so I don't have that detail.
Because, somebody got to pay somebody. Because you just can't accuse somebody for something and then all of a sudden you just withdraw it. After you don't drop the people and name to the quicksand. Not the margin or to the quicksand.
Well, I think in a case like this, because it was in the court, the offending party, which would be the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, they can decide if they want to file a lawsuit for damages.
Okay, good. Yeah. So that's what I'm getting at. Okay, good.
All right. Thank you for your contribution to the program. It is 11:48, and you're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm your host, Devonne Cornelius, and thank you for joining me on the program for today. Just a few minutes left before we wrap up our discussion. But for those of you who are just tuning in, we're on the MSI Media lawsuit, or the judicial review claim that has been withdrawn. Let's head back to the phone lines, and we're going to take some more calls.
Hello, me again. That means taxpayer got to pay for them lawsuit thing to clear our name.
No.
And now we're not getting on the money.
No.
Thank you.
No, we would. All right. No, you wouldn't have to pay for that. No. All right. 11:49. You're listening to The Edge. For those of you who are just tuning in, we're on the MSI Media issue. So this has. I hope we've learned our lesson. from this whole MSR media situation. When we don't do our homework and we leave ourselves open to exploitation, we risk being blindsided by lawsuits, accusations, and media frenzies that can tarnish our international standing. And once you know that once your reputation is damaged, rebuilding trust, it takes time. It takes time. We know as it relates to CBI, that has brought tremendous benefits to our nation. Of course, as we know now, the government is making efforts to wean the country off of that program. Not to completely abandon it, but to also tap into other areas of the economy. So, where do we go from here as we begin to close this program? First, we need strong policies that ensure that every potential investor is properly screened, not just on paper, but through rigorous background checks and financial scrutiny. We need transparency in these processes. Let the public know that we're doing everything possible to protect our country's interest. We do our homework and we ensure that the people that we are bringing to our shores are genuine people, are people who know what they're doing, are people who have a good track record, and that we are not just wasting our time. Secondly, we need to be unapologetic in demanding accountability. When it comes around to accountability, we ought not to be, and beat her on the bush and all of that. We need to be unapologetic. Whether you're a foreign investor or a local business person, the rules must apply equally to everyone. If you come to invest in St. Kitts and Nevis, you should be willing to operate with integrity and openness. And you ought not to be offended if that is the standard that you are expected to uphold. As citizens, we need to stay engaged. It's a responsibility to ask questions, not just the responsibility of the reporters and the journalists, but it is the responsibility of all of us as citizens to ask questions. Whoever wants to get offended, that is their business. We don't care. But we have a responsibility to ask questions. And if you have nothing to hide, then I don't see any need for you to get offended. Well, how dare you ask that question? It is our responsibility to demand clarity and to ensure our leaders are making decisions in the best interest of our nation. For me, investment is essential. It has to happen. It is not a case where you can effectively run a country and not have some sort of investment, because the truth is, government cannot do it alone. But let it not be at the expense of our values or our sovereignty. We'll take our final call for this morning. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning. This thing was up long time, and they didn't know nobody know. so they would not tell nobody nothing.
What do you mean? No. Hold on, caller. Hold on.
Get nothing like
Caller? Hello?
listening.
Yeah, that's not true in terms of they did not want anybody to know. It was, as you just rightly said, it's been something that's been in the news for quite some time. The information was all over the media. But it wasn't a case where they did not want anybody to know. It's public information.
Well, as the lady just said, she never get nothing, me never get nothing either, so they back it out.
But what you get, what? Yeah. What are you referring to? I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
No, I say I just referring to as the lady was just gone said she never get nothing. So I said get nothing neither, so.
But get what? What do you mean?
I don't know anything what I get, give, house, job, and it's only the friends one was in it. See you.
Okay, you're losing me. I'm not. You're losing me. I don't understand what you just said a while ago. Yeah, you lost me there for a second. Well, for the whole time. It's 11:55 and you have been listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. And I've been your host, Devonne Cornelius. It's been a really fruitful conversation. And thank you, each and every one of you, for your calls, your contribution to the discussion for today. For those of you who just tuned in, we were on the MSR media topic. The fact that they have withdrawn their judicial review claim. The caller asked the question about, it was leading to damages. It is up to the government of St. Kitts and Nevis to decide if they're going to file a lawsuit for damages, for them damaging our reputation. For me, as we move forward, let's remember that true progress doesn't come from cutting corners or making backroom deals. It comes from building relationships with investors who respect our laws, from investors who respect our people, and from investors who respect our future. The time for due diligence isn't after the fact. That, for me, is not due diligence. It's at the very beginning. So let's be wise, let's be vigilant, and most importantly, let us protect what we've built. Coming up at noon is our midday newscast. Until next time, you guys stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. I'll see you on Thursday. Same time, same station. I'll be off tomorrow. You know, we're human beings. We have to rest ourselves and come back stronger. You guys have a good one. Take care.
From the heart of ZIZ Radio.